I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've read some of the books about conspiracies, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the other conspiracy theories that are out there, and I just give them no credence at all. However, this I do understand, that there is a sense of wickedness in the heart of men that transcends culture. There is a fallenness to the nature of mankind that transcends language. And there seems to be something more to evil than just the ability of men to do bad. There seems to be a plot. They take counsel. They act against the things of God. They set themselves together and they plot. History has a way of repeating itself. In Europe in the 30s, the fascist leaders of the world gathered together and they plotted overtaking the world. It took a long time before those in the West fully understood and comprehended that plot and what they intended to do. But that evil which they plotted, they set out to accomplish. And it brought the whole world to war. Could such a thing happen again? Could there be nations that come together in alliance of wickedness and evil to try to impose upon all of the world their standards of belief, their standards of morality, their religion? Indeed, there could be. Indeed, it has happened before. And indeed, it can and will happen again. Take note. The nations align. But God responds. He responds by laughing and scoffing at them. Why would God laugh and scoff at the efforts of such wicked men? He laughs and scoffs at their rebellion because ultimately God knows that in the end their efforts will be fruitless. That in the end they will reap upon themselves their own judgment. He laughs and he scoffs at them. He will speak to them in his wrath. But he responds most clearly when he places his anointed on the throne. Do you realize that those words we read in the 2nd chapter of Psalm are messianic prophecies? The anointed one set upon the hill in Zion, that is our Lord Jesus Christ. The anointed one, the one who sits on the throne of David, that is our Lord Jesus Christ. The anointed one rising above the world upon that mountain, Mount Zion, that is our Lord Jesus Christ. But instead of sitting upon a throne in a palace, instead of sitting before a council of wise men, instead of before the machines of war and the gathered forces, he sits alone, nailed to a Roman cross on top of that hill. The irony and the surprise is his anointed is on top of that hill on Mount Zion, but he is not dressed as a king. He is being crucified as a common criminal. The world scoffs and laughs at the foolishness of God. But in the end, the Lord is triumphant. For the foolishness of God exceeds the wisdom of all of mankind. And what the anointed one did on the throne changed the course of history. We must ask the Father in Jesus' name that America be given to Jesus as his rightful inheritance. We must intercede for America that we forsake our rebellion against godliness and righteousness, and that we return to honoring him and his Son. No nation can remain neutral on the issue of righteousness. Righteousness exalts a nation. God responds, And his main response is the crucified one on Mount Zion.